Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully update our images. So by default image I will replace it with our new image, right, which is totally fine. In this video I want to discuss about how can log in with the username. Okay, so by default they are using that email option and the password. Okay, we can log in with the email address and password. I have already discussed about that things with you. Right now if you go to that our register, in the register there is by default on the name, email, password, and then confirm password. So now here I want to add another new field as a username, and also in our database we have to update it because into the database there have no field as a username. You can also use it by the name, but I want to use another one as a username. Okay, better first of all I want to do in our there is a migration, that is user. Into the user, for your references I want to actually create it. Okay, I simply create it. You can also remigrate it, then automatically that will be create another new one as a user name. Okay, username, and username will be as a unique. So right now manually I want to update. Okay, so right now if you migrate it, then automatically that will be created, that table, so which is totally fine. And now I want to go to our database. Okay, into this database I want to create another new one. Go to that structure, and into this structure, like as after that password, okay, after that password I want to create another new one. Like I just make it as a after that password column I want to create another. Now there is a new field is available. I want to add on the new field and just name it as a username. Okay, I name it as a username field, and I want to make it as a worker field. I have already updated, right? I have already updated in our user, so that will be on the string, and that is username, and that will be also as unique, right? I want to do better. Right now I close everything. I close it. There is a dashboard. I close it. User model will be needed. Welcome blade, we don't need this. I close it. Okay, close it. So I have already make it as unique. So for the reasons that it will be as a worker, I have put on the length as a 255, and then I make it as a nullable, and also I make it as a unique. Okay, that means username should be as a unique in particular that field. So here I make it as a username. Okay, username, and now I click as a go. So now that should be as a unique. That means username field is unique for a specific for this table. Okay, which is totally fine. Now I want to make it as a save. Okay, I make it as a save. Now our new another field will be added. You can see after that password, now there is our another field as username. So username is also unique, and email before we are using that is also unique, which is totally fine. So next process we have to do, if you go to our register, into the register here you can see there is no field as a username. So now I want to find out that file location. As I told you before, that is in our view. Okay, that is if you go to that our view, and there is a auth, and there is our register, right? Into the register area there is a name. Now I want to copy it, and I better after this, okay, after this I paste it. So that will be another one as a username, user name field, and I make that name as a username. Okay, that will be as a username, and into this input field ID I name it as a username. Okay, that will be username. I make it as a username, name will be as a username, and type will be as a text type. Great. So here I simply updated one of the another field. If you now click as a save all, and now if you go to our page, and now if you refresh it, now you can see that another field is available as a username. Better I want to is very close. I want to add on the class. I want to use that class as a empty4. That is, I want to add on the margin top as a empty4. Okay, that means there is a margin top as a 4. Now it will be get some of the space. I click the save all. Now refresh it. Now you can see now that is our username. Great. So when you register, what exactly the things is happening here? That is one of the by default as a route, as a register route. I have already discussed about that things with you. If you go to our route list, and for the register actually is working for the register user controller, right? That is a registered user controller. Now if you go to our auth, now that is in our HTTP controller auth, and that is our register user controller, right? So into this register user controller, now we have to also add it. Like simply I copy it, okay, copy it, and then I want to paste it. Now our field name I make it as a username, so which is totally fine, and that will be as a required, that will be as a string. Here we don't need to use that as an email. I simply remove it. And also that will be unique in our users table. Users table means that is actually our users table, right? You can see that is our users table. So this field will be unique in our users table, which is totally fine. That is our username. I have already added as a required string. Maximum type will be maximum length as a 255, and I make it as a unique. Great. And after that, when it should be created on the new user, also here we have to add it. I simply copy it and then I paste it. So our field name as username, right? So I use that username, and our requested field name, I have already named it. In our register. Our requested field I name as a username. You can see that is our requested field name. So here also we have to update. So that will be our requested field name as a username. Okay, friends. So that's all you have to do. I simply updated both of these places in here. Now our register should be executed. Now if you check it, click as a save all, and now if you go, I want to register on the new user. I click as a refresh. Okay, I click as a refresh. Now let's check this out. I make it as a test or demo. Okay, I make it as a demo, and username is a demo, and pass email I make it as a demo@gmail.com, and password udemy12345, udemy12345. Okay, so right now our username as a demo. Now let's check this out. Click as a register. Yes, you can see our registered user is successfully created, and also it's now show as a before starting you have to verify your email. Now let's check this out. That is our verified email is a demo@gmail.com. I want to verify that email. Yeah, you are successfully now able to access that dashboard page. Great. Now you can see it's now display as a demo, and that is our demo@gmail.com. If you now go to our database, now go to our browse. That should be another new one. That is a demo is available. Demo@gmail.com is also verified, and then our field as a username. Our username is not inserted right here because of all in our model. You can see into this model area I didn't add it. So if you go to that our model as a user model, into this user model here also you have to make it as a fieldable, because that field should be as a fieldable. I make our field name as a user name. Okay, user or name. Make that sure you have to also use it in our user model. Okay, because into this user model area I have actually created that field name as a username, so it's not actually getting that field. Now if you click the save all, now let's check this out. I want to remove it. Okay, I want to remove that user. I simply remove that demo user. I simply remove it, which is totally fine. Now I want to register another one. Click the logout. So right now I refresh it, and I want to go to that register. Now into the register page I want to again use that as a demo. Okay, demo, and I make it as a demo username demo@gmail.com, udemy12345, and also I make it as a udemy12345. Now let's check this out. Click as a register. The email will be as a demo@gmail.com. Now click as a register. Yeah, user is created. Verified email, I want to check that verified email again. So now that is our verified email. I want to verify this email, which is totally fine. Now go to that our database. Now refresh it. Yes, you can see right now that is successfully stored our username data as a demo. I hope friends it's very much clear to you. Before I didn't add it in our model, so make that sure here you have to add it, which is totally fine. So that is our register process is now successfully done. So now I want to register it by the username, not the email. So here we have to register it. If you want to logging it again, we have to go again to our page. Right now we don't need this. I want to log out. Okay, I want to log out, and now in a logging page here we have to update, right? The same procedure. Now first of all we have to go our view page. So simply go to that our view page. That means that is in our resources, into the resources auth, and then that is our logging page, right? Into this logging page by default they are using that email address. Now I want to change it. That will be for the username. Okay, username, I change that username. That will be as a username. I make it as a username, and ID I make it as a username, old as a username, name will be as a username, and type will be as a text, right? That will be the text type. Simply updated that things in our view. Now if you click as a save all, now let's check this out. If you now go, now refresh it, now that should be changed as a username. Great. So now if you want to add that username, also you have to update some of the rules. If you go to again our controller, that is a middleware, and that is on the request. Into the request there is a auth and there is a logging request, right? So into this logging request there have you can see that one of the rules here I have already changed that rules. That will be not that email, that will be as a username, right? Now into logging with the username, and that is required, that is a string. So here we don't need to pass any email. I simply close it. Okay, I simply close it. So now that will be as a username and the password, and then in our authenticated, into this authenticated, you can see it's now attempt that only for the email and the password. Right now I have already changed it. Now that should be not that email, it should be as a username, and then it will be validation expectations with the messages, and that messages will be not that email. Here I have already changed it, that will be our free name as a username. Okay friend, so that's all you have to do. So that's all you have to do. And now if you also want to change that for the logging attempt, you can change that as a username. So right now it's totally fine. Now let's check this out, our logging is working or not. Now click as a save all, and now if you go right now I refresh it. So I have already created on the new user as a demo@gmail.com as a demo, our username as a demo. Right now I want to do and to check it as a demo, and then I put the password as Udemy12345. Now click as a login. Yeah, you can see you are right now successfully able to log in with our username. So okay, here we successfully done this job. Click as a logout. Logout is successfully working. There is registered. There is a new field I have there is another new field I have added as a username. And also for our before I have already created some of the user as a user, and then Kazi. So better I want to add manually some of the data as a user. Okay, I make it as a user, that will be as a username, and also I want to update that another one as a Kazi, so that will be as a Kazi. Okay, so I simply update it. So right now if you register any new user, automatically that will be stored that our username. Before for these two of this user I didn't add any username, right? For the reasons I make it as a manually added on the user and then Kazi. So now let's check this out. If you now refresh it our page, now go to our logging. I want to log in with like as a user. Okay, I log in with the user, so that will be as a user, and for the user I put the password 1234567 okay, that is a 8. Now click as a login. Yeah, we are successfully able to log in by the username. Okay friend, I hope you like it very much. So here we successfully done all the job for the Breeze authentication system. So in our next video, step by step we will go more deep. First of all, as I told you, here we'll create one of the complete project. For the reasons we will load one of the new theme, so we'll change everything as per our demand. So how can do this work step by step, I will show you everything with the live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.